I'm going to be revealing a product that did $45,641.74 in just 8 months. Not only that, but I'll be revealing all key aspects involved in order to make this work. And I'll be sharing the huge mistakes that I made that cost me hundreds of thousands of dollars in potential earnings. This product totally changed my life, but it also led me to wanting to quit and never look back. I wanted to make this video to be as transparent as possible. So many videos out there go over how to make $1 million and they make it look easy, but I wanted to be a bit different and be a lot more down to earth with you. How hard was it? How long it took? The problems I ran into, and what bits were in fact easy. Let me take you back to September of 2016. I was living in London and my brother was living in Thailand. We were spending about 2 hours a day researching different products to sell. We were trying to see if they had any potential on Amazon. This consisted of various important tasks. And if all the boxes got ticked, I would then try and find a supplier. At this point, I started to realize the profit margin would be too low to do this particular product, so I left it. A couple of weeks went by and I was having no luck finding something, so I came back to my original product thinking there's definitely a way I can make this work. Usually, I would find a supplier in China, but that would be too expensive, so I ended up ditching China and instead finding a supplier closer to home. This would eliminate shipping costs, which at the time were insanely high. Now, I know what you're all wondering at this point. What the hell is the product? Spit it out, come on, what is it? Well, the product in question was socks. And they weren't print on demand socks, they were socks that we ordered in bulk. After a little research, I found a UK supplier called AK Hosiery. They offered free and fast shipping. It was a dream. The profit margins would be saved. With a supplier like this, we would never run into a restocking issue with Amazon. Or so we thought. Well, on the 14th of September 2016, we made our first order. 20 pairs of socks, and for some reason, we ordered 100 poo emojis. I don't know what was going on through my head at this time, but they were absolutely impossible to shift. Either way, the 20 pairs of socks cost us £67, around £3.35 each. After they arrived, I took some professional looking photos. My brother made the Amazon listing with all the relevant keywords and all the enticing copy he could come up with for a pair of socks. I mean, after all, these socks were going to change the lives of our customers. Yeah. That's copywriting for you. After a few days, we sent the 20 pairs of socks to Amazon, created an Amazon ad, and started getting sales almost immediately. We were onto a winner, and they were selling really fast. We knew we'd sell out quickly, so we reordered 100 pairs of socks. Fast free shipping was coming in handy. You would think it's early days and everything seems to be going well, but I've always had a problem with my businesses, and that is acting on ideas way too fast, thinking months into the future and just doing everything almost immediately. And ultimately, this led to the downfall of this business. After seeing a little success, I thought it would be a smart idea to add 2 new types of socks to the lineup. That in itself was a great idea. What was a really bad idea was deciding to create an entire brand around these 3 socks. The sock project was born, and I created custom packaging to replace all the generic stuff that was coming from AK Hosiery. This would have been a great idea if it was done right. Instead, I ordered 1,000 custom cutouts for each product, totaling 3,000 custom sock cutouts. Not only was this really expensive, but it also meant I had to manually remove all the generic packaging from orders that came from AK Hosiery and replace them with our own custom packaging. This took hours upon hours upon hours. And because my brother was off in Thailand, I had to do all of this on my own. Let's move forward a few weeks. Sales kept flooding in, so we decided to branch out. We added 6 more types of socks, and at this point, we were at 9 different types of socks. Yes, apparently there are 9 different sock styles. Who knew? The sock project was going to be huge, and I retook all the photographs to make them look a lot more professional. And we really thought nothing could go wrong. However, we were very wrong. And there were 2 critical things which happened, which pretty much guaranteed the failure of the sock project company. The first was adding yet another sock to the lineup, a 10th type of sock. This world is crazy. There are 10 different types of sock styles. This time we created our own compression sock for sports and ordered 1,000 pairs from a supplier in China. And the second critical error was relying on AK hosiery and not having a backup. They started to go out of stock and they weren't restocking, which meant all of that hard work getting a listing up to the top of Amazon was wasted because we'd have to start again with new products. We weren't allowed to add different products to existing Amazon listings. At this point, we knew the money train was coming to an end. We had sold over 4,000 pairs of socks across 9 different ranges, with a 10th on the way. We had done well, but if we would have done one major thing differently, this could have been a 6-figure company. What should we have done differently? We should have focused on the 2 most popular socks, which had the most sales and the highest profit margins, and found a more reliable supplier for them who would do the packaging for us. And the chances are we could still do that and still see a lot of success. But the truth is, I got so burnt out dealing with that many products, repackaging. I spent 4 hours at a time, sometimes daily, just repackaging socks. I was done, and I never wanted to see a pair of socks again. That was until the 1,000 pairs came from China for us to sell. That was a real mistake. We sold them slowly, which is why the story wasn't 6 months long, but instead 8 months. We sold 707 of the new compression sport socks, which brought in £4,206 and 65 pence. We didn't reorder them, and not long after, we discontinued all of our sock listings on Amazon. Nevertheless, this experience was still incredible, and I learned some vital things. Firstly, set yourself realistic and achievable goals. Secondly, take it slow. You're in no rush, and it's always better to think things through properly. We should never have created custom packaging when we did. We should never have gone into 10 different styles of socks. We should have just stuck with 1 or 2, and that would have allowed us to be a lot more successful without getting burnt out. Amazon FBA is still a very solid business to go into, and if you have $2,000 or pounds and you want to start a new business, I would definitely recommend looking into Amazon FBA. It's really tough, but it's also incredibly rewarding. And the best thing is, once you're all set up and you've gotten past the hard stages, actually getting sales is not so difficult. But there's still tons more to know if you do actually want to start an Amazon FBA business. So I highly recommend checking out this video here, where I go through an exact step-by-step full tutorial video on how you can set up your own Amazon FBA business and everything you need to know.